We're going shadow band for shadow band. I'm feeling like a distraught orphan who can't find a home the way my views are hitting, but hey, we're gonna keep it pushing. Sonic the Hedgehog, very popular character if I do say so myself. I mean, I totally didn't have a third of my childhood revolve around this fictional animal, watching a show with his two siblings facing off a totalitarian regime by a 600-pound life patient, him facing off against a genetic Eisen-like clone version of himself, and me grinding for these made-up battle cards for an ancient robotic weapon from a civilization that was meant to destroy your world on my homebrewed hacked Wii on Sunday nights in the patio, annoyed that this dude Chaos Zero still won't give me my ultimate card in. Clearly, me and bro go way back. But today I'm not here to talk about Pacific Game, since that arc failed, or glaze this dude because enough people do that already. It's just that the more I think about the universe of these games, the more I realize that a blue rat with his unnatural and future Trunks version of himself are just casually boxing it up with the deities of time and space. Is no one going to ask any questions here? The more me and my boy Stardust thought about this, the more we realize how ridiculous the world of Sonic is, man. Shout out to him for some note pointers I'm gonna use here. Before I even talk about some of the feats, what is even Sonic? No bibber babble. I don't think enough people are asking this question. First off, this is a hedgehog? What correlation do you see between these two pictures? Dude has more correlation between a FNAF, a Chucky from Chuck E. Cheese creepy suit thing than he does with his real life animal counterpart. I guarantee you before this dude pulled up to the scene in 1999 with his whole Sega does with Nintendo attitude, I genuinely believe the general population did not know hedgehogs existed. Sonic Loki added clout back to these animals, like even with Knuckles, gun to the back of your head. Name 3 natural habitats of echidnas. Angel Island? No, wait, Jamaica. Let's dive into the classic era first. There's so many feats this man has pre-chaos control. Let's realize something really quick. This nigga been unkillable from the very beginning. People always talk about how water is his weakness. Oh, he can't swim, he can't handle water, but peep something. Has he failed yet? Labyrinth Zone, that wax scrap brain level, Aquatic Ruin Zone. All these levels should have been killed Sonic a long time ago, but dude is out here still jumping through the water even with a little bit of struggle. At this point, I'm starting to believe Sonic's thalassophobia is fake. Put him and Korya's Kenshin in the middle of the ocean, watching BNAs as Sonic screams his head off while conveniently making it to shore at the end of the day. Still definitely beating Michael Phelps records. Hint, that was a close one, but I guess those waves were too slow. Oh, brother, bro. Let's move on to the main villain really quick. Besides the fact that this is an art school driven 600-pound life escapee who's supposed to be, the smartest character in the universe. Damn. The fact that Robotnik has never been severely injured to this day is ridiculous. Man survived his own moon-sized spaceship exploding at the end of Sonic 2. Survives falling into that Angel Island with no damage and constantly, look at every single one of these machines end in explosions. Look at these pixels and tell me nothing's going on. Look! You're telling me not one of these disastrous fires has burnt any part of his body? At least his hands. Dr. Ivo Robotnik must be a lucky ethnic individual the way he's dodging the Holocaust. I know that was wild, bro, but forget Shadow. Dr. Eggman was the ultimate life form all along. A heroic example of Yakub's creation skills. We low-key need that superior Spider-Man treatment. What if Sonic and Eggman swap bodies, on the first channel? Coming soon. Wait, quick point since I'm already mentioning Sonic 3. I don't think enough people bring up that Shadow's creation is directly inspired by Sonic. If we look at these murals, without these murals around, there's no Shadow, there's no Bio Lizard because of Chaos. Sonic is the natural ultimate life form while Shadow is fake, artificial. Alright, this dude got 3 father figures. Matter of fact, let me touch on the adventure games really quick and the bull that be happening over there. Knock knock, it's Knuckles. You're fake. Your people, frauds. Your duty, greedy. This man's whole race was a bunch of greedy barbarians trying to take power for themselves. People always trying to call Knuckles black, but the way him and his people are gone, and he's the last person in his race, very similar event, he's looking more like he's Sonic Adventure 1 could have low-key been his game. The mass thermal being broken, connection to Tikal, Chaos essentially being the Itachi for his race, but nah, sadly we're giving another "you're too slow" as the main character. Matter of fact, let's dive into it a little bit. I gotta talk about the socio-economic factors of Station Square. Especially after that fight, I know all of these people's insurance were denied. I'm gonna talk more about the human perspective later, but who is this obese looking airhead? Yo, I would be irked if I just got off my 9 to 5, tired, potentially losing my job and going from working at chemical plant to these two ovals and trolley gummies looking built dude pops out of nowhere and talk about some "hello citizens of Earth." Like, bro, we know you. You didn't think anyone else noticed the ocean levels rising when you dropped the whole island back in Sonic 3? Then this dude proceeds to actually blow up a part of the moon. The sea tide cycle is finished. The world of Sonic just gets worse and worse. Even as I look into my underrated Sonic battle, first off, the fact that the Gizoid was never blamed for the whole gun thing happening is crazy. These guys never took any blame. My boy Emerald over here is the closest thing to Perfect Cell in this universe. And why am I seeing this dude train with Chaos? This dude's supposed to be with the Lord right now. I was genuinely confused as a kid on my hacked week playing all of this. This dude out here with these ... ellipses, dragon from One Piece. Like this bum doesn't have any explaining to do. I'ma let you guys know right now, Emerald probably low-key my favorite character from Sonic, so I need this junk explained, bro. This dude defeats Sonic and Shadow at the same time in the game, gains enough power from a cannon that destroys stars, putting this man at least in Z-Broly tier. Ultimate moves, bro is punching atomic bombs for every jab, and loses to Sonic in 30 seconds.
Is this nigga serious?
Dog, he is everybody combined. I understand my boy technically self-destructed, but forget these guys. Sonic got the most plot armor. Anyways, let's move on to this section that really puts into perspective of how ridiculous this universe is. Okay, imagine you're born, matter of fact, imagine you're a kid, and your teacher says, hey guys, Principal Big has a big surprise for you guys today. We're going on a school field trip to Oil Ocean. The universe of Sonic in the human perspective has to be some of the most scuffed experience I've ever seen. Picture this, your dad's trying to teach you how to drive off from Station Square, you take a trail down a nearby forest in the Mystic Ruins, you accidentally don't put your turning signal on. Why am I at the egg carrier? Dog, it's hilarious. A dude can really go from living in Marble Garden Zone to finding himself almost dying at City Escape. I'm telling you guys right now, if I was going to college with Sonic characters, I'm being the class bully. I ain't messing with these wannabe weird furry activities. Everyone will be suicidal by the end of the second semester. Let's go over the average citizen's POV. I already mentioned the floods, the nuclear laser threats. I'm just taking a jog around my neighborhood, right? Someone taps my shoulder, I turn around, I blink, and space demons trying to hustle me out of my money with this whack edgy music playing on the background. You and your family go to the annual Soliana Festival, and like a JoJo character that just got out of a time stop, it felt like something important just happened, like it's deja vu, but none of us can remember. Next, I finally propose to the godly woman of my dreams. Marriage happens, the honeymoon's about to start, and the earth cracks like Ritz crackers. I not only rebuke this dark guy or creature, like actually in real life I'm trying to get my Bible apologetic grind, but I had to sneak that joke in there. Notice something though, all of these would be historical events in this world. Me and you's future children will be given language arts tests on how Sonic turned super, teamed up with his elementary school self, and beat the concept of time and space. Speaking of space, The 7 Chaos Emeralds are broken. You know, this and its other 6 copies that are out there. I'm glad we live in a world where we know Sonic does beat Goku in a fight, but people aren't talking about it enough. There's a reason why full power Goku and LeBron with prep time and the Chaos Emeralds is a genuine matchup. Cause look bro, as long as you got whatever Takal's speaking about, you know, thought is power, rich by the heart nonsense, I too can beat up Beerus. Teleportation, warping space-time, freezing time, final explosion, skipping half the level, making any attack imaginable. I'm healed with every use too. Don't let the government find out about the emeralds. This might be our only way to free healthcare. Look at the difference. Hedgehog loses his super form, falls to Earth, lives, and is perfectly fine. Goku of God Ki falls from Earth and needs help from Beerus. Wash. I'm just saying bro, wash. God Ki blows. I don't need all of these set multipliers, Super Saiyan transformation when I can just take 3 question marks with the Chaos Emeralds over here with no training. And add the high invulnerability, who knows bro, I might even go hyper. I'm glad there's no set multiplier for these things. Whatever the plot needs to be, it will be strong enough. I got a genuine matchup. Get End of Z Goku 100 years plus later with God Ki versus a Fire Ant with the 7 Chaos Emeralds and nothing to lose anymore. I know who I got in that matchup. Anyways, that's all this time. There's so many other aspects I could low-key get into, but this channel be getting no views anyway, and I got what ifs to script, college to study, Bible to study, so it is what it is. The low effort grind will be continuing. Comment your thoughts and criticisms on ways I can improve my video, and I'll see what else random topic I feel like talking about on this wannabe side hustle, controversial or not. Have a blessed rest of you guys' day in Jesus' name. I'm done.